What is a word you can never seem to spell correctly on the first try? For me it's restaurant. Necessary. Diarrhea. No matter how many times I write it, I still have to say the mnemonic in my head. Dash in a real rush. Hurry or else accident. For the American spelling, omit the or. License. For some reason always mentally swap the S and C. Wash your sister sauce. Conscious. Guarantee. Definitely. Exercise and surprise. Two words I can never get without stopping and thinking about it or letting autocorrect get them. Consciousness. Bourgeoisie. Also, immediately. Restaurant. Convenience, though I may have finally learned it. Vacuum. Separately. Bureaucracy. Occasional. I can't remember if it's one S or two. I just hope autocorrect gets it right. Receive, and it's a word I've had to use daily for several years. I know it's I before E except after C. But for some reason it'll escape me and I end up looking like an idiot, which is not entirely inaccurate. Rhythm. Liaison. Maintenance. Wednesday and February. I have to make them sound special in my head. Occurrence. Fluorescent. Always spell it OU first. Hemorrhage. Broccoli. I always want it to be one C, two L's. Necessary. Guarantee. Embarrassed. Beautiful. Amateur is hard, also license. Gauge. Bureau, which I shockingly got right this time. Independent. Independent? Receive. Wow, I just spelled it wrong thinking that it would be correct. I's and E's always trip me up. The rule only works half the time. Weird also used to trip me up. Accommodate. Most Redditors don't seem to grasp the concept of a lot being two words. Your device tries to help you every time. But no. Guarantee. Dachshund. Lots of words that end with l or l, like nickel, ankle, label. And dent versus dant. Independent. Necessarily. I before E except after C is a lie. Occurred. Privilege. Separate. Definitely lol. Fuck, it seems I always spell duck instead face with rolling eyes. Only happens on my iPhone. Funny enough, S unamused. Odyssey. Definitely. The only reason I get it correct most days is because of spell check. Apparently. In my 18-person 7th grade class, I was the only student that spelled that EORD correctly on a weekly spelling quiz. Not that that word was on the quiz weekly now. I apparently can't spell a lot of stuff correctly. Spontaneous. Channel. Channel? Chanel? Ever since 2nd grade spelling test where I argued with my teacher about it being spelled sandwich, I still can't spell it right. I always spell if sandwich. Diarrhea. I usually forget the second R. Schedule. Unconscious. Occurrence. Words that may have a double consonant. Is it mentioned or mentioned? It's mentioned. Acquisition. Dance, because in French it's dance. Or is it the opposite? Fuck. Received. Shit, I mean received. Exercise. Counselor. Acknowledge. Aesthetic. Some words that have S instead of Z and vice versa. Like socializing. Socializing makes me Google it first before I type it. Granted, as taking things for granted. Reconnaissance and similar words that have 2 or 3 times double the letter or for some reason. I think that they have. Also necessary. Sometimes I think it is 2 C's. Definitely. Autocorrect doesn't even know what I am trying to spell. I just avoid it now. Weird. Inconvenience. Vinyl. Necessary. Initiative. I can never get it right without spell check. Banana. I can never get the right number of nanas. Thora. Receipt. Silhouette. Exercise. And autocorrect help me get it right after the second try. Person facepalming light skin tone. Restaurant is mine too. Restaurant right there with ya, bud. License unnecessary. Necessary. I just did it now. I always put 2 C's. Thank you autocorrect. Exercise. Never can I ever spell it well enough for even autocorrect to help me. I've also recently had mastectomy and gyno surgery. I kept telling people I'm a Munich now. Tears of joy. Maintenance and convenience. Weird. Even back in grade 2 I had a 12.9 reading and compression level. Been in AP classes my whole life. Through school. The answer is me weird. Necessary. Disappearing. Definitely. Exercise. Send help. Exercise. I always want to spell it exercise. LMAO. Exercise. Recommend. Guarantee. Necessary. Separate. Diarrhea. Awkward and disease. Autocorrect doesn't even recognize that I'm trying to write disease. Length as legneth. Diarrhea. Separate. I always want to spell separate. Aisle. Convenient. I don't know why this word always eludes me. I actually spelled it right for the first time writing this post. Raising hands. Medium light skin tone. Bureaucracy. Receive. Necessary. Necessary. Convenient. Hate this word. Face with rolling eyes.